Hi folks, it's time for the World Cup final. Only one round remaining, only two teams left standing, and it's China against Austria. They have the first game scheduled in a couple of minutes. Let me just make sure that everyone knows we are live. I failed to post the link in case anyone is incompetent and can't find it. Let me do that now. There we are. So the first one is Stark Mirror. Seems like it's not been added to Jousting Pavilion yet, the individual pairings, but it is Denis's game. And he has a Stark Crossing and it's up against another Stark Crossing. So that should be fun. We've seen a few of those in this tournament. And which one is going to win? So let's see the differences. So in this one we have the option to play the Withering Cold, which has been a staple of Denis's deck for a while. So we go with the I Am No One and Grey John, although he's down to one copy, and try to get a better round than the opponent does. Then there is a Time for Wolves to add people into the challenge, including maybe Rick, who can come in as a surprise. And then we have Palace, we have Crown, the usual stuff to Harris, and Winter Festival in the deck. And Time for Wolves, of course, to fetch Greywind, the rush events, and stuff like that. So how does this differ from the Chinese deck? This one plays two Winter Festivals, so a bit more rush potential in that way, and plays the Maiden. So we've seen in the past that crucial round 3 where both decks are within closing distance, and it's important to go first to get to 15, and Maiden helps you do that, of course, because the rest of the plot deck, of course, you have that 7 here, right, with Palace of Sorrows, which becomes 9 and you win for sure. And this one also plays you win or you die, so it would win regardless, actually. You could close with that to Claimer, get some extra cards, but if you don't close, then maybe it's a bit of trouble. And there are some slightly slower cards here. So instead of the Direwolves, it plays 3 Milks, plays Sweet Slips, and plays Winterfell. I mean, Winterfell on the challenge where you might want to do Superior Claim or something, and let's assume Caitlyn's not attacking. That can potentially work, right? Stop the opponent, but it slows your own deck down to put those cards into play. And also,
What I find strange is so they are using Hand's Judgment actually and not Bran, which
yeah, two
I don't know. It's
copies.
interesting to me. You have a kind of double purpose character in Bran, in my opinion, but they still decide the event is a bit better for them. So yeah.
And it's event heavy, the deck that Dennis plays, so it can cancel Superior Claim. I think there's are there 3 passings? There should be, right? Yeah, 3 passings. That could be annoying if that gets cancelled. Any weird characters here? We have 3 Septos. There's Sansa, the core one. So she can get, let's
Oh,
say
the
there's
core Sansa.
the game rounds
Interesting.
ends in round 3, so she's going to get 2 power if she's there on setup. So she's a bit slower than the other one with Septa Mortain. I mean, both get renown, okay, but this one is not so great in challenges, and if you don't set her up, she comes in
Um,
net.
Right way down says Winterfell won't be played in this game due to so many winter plots in Dennis's deck, but I think a huge benefit is actually the strength, like you said. And also, is there, I don't know, I think there are two winter plots, or actually, well, there's three with um,
Time for Wolves.
no,
And
Withering Cold, sorry, yeah.
Withering Cold
And
and
I saw lately when I watch Dennis's games, he doesn't use that opening that much anymore, so uh, it's not so winter heavy. So I think if you have extra econ at some point, it's not a bad card to put into play, but it is really slow. It is a huge tempo. I think that's the more strange thing for me in Stark Crossing deck. And also, it doesn't play passing the gate, so it's going to have a bit more uh, impactful characters, I suppose, right? Does it?
Yeah,
Mm.
just
No Great John, 2 copies of Small John, and 2 copies of Jason Mallister. Those are really good ones, I think. I missed having Jason. I think that was a mistake for my deck. Uh, but so nothing that big. So yeah, and
yeah.
for recon you have more recon locations. So we saw that French deck played um old gates instead of kings old, but displaced both of them and no event. Yeah, so let's see if China manages to keep Dennis from winning in round 3 or something like that. I think yeah, it could go their way in late game because there's some more resiliency with old gates and stuff like that. So also 3 Amber loyalists, yeah.
Hmm.
But no, I am no one, to be fair. Okay.
Well, 2 copies
Mhm.
of the I'm No One.
Oh, sorry. Oh yeah, I sorry, I didn't say that. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so they're going to start shortly. Okay, here we are. Yeah, slightly delayed. Let's see how it goes. So not sure exactly who is playing this. I think the China team has had to switch players because of
Mm.
scheduling issues. So I'm not going to try to pronounce that either. Apologies in advance. Well, then he sets up the icon and stand locations, but goes behind on characters, whereas China here starts with a good character setup, assuming there is a military icon coming. And actually, yeah, I think both players should be pretty happy with this setup. And will we see double Winter
Yeah, and
Festival?
both taken mulligan, so let's see if they got enough icons. Neither of them right now has enough icons, so we'll see.
And actually, Dennis is able to win initiative with this, so this is a good sign for him now because he can basically there will be power on the faction card to steal if the Chinese player does anything at all. Plus, Winter Festival puts Dennis ahead, and if he finishes on 9 or something, then okay, we could be looking at a quick close. But if not, then it could be very interesting.
Mm. Yeah, I think if it's very close, I think you said in the opening when looking at decks, if it's very close come round 3, I think that there's the benefit of China's pro deck that wins initiative, and then if you can close on round 3 and you get initiative, that's I think crossing decks usually can't stop you from winning, so
Well, this
that's
is
one
here
advantage.
the only military icon. If I was
Yeah.
playing against this, I would play Melisandre and Neil Dacey.
Yeah, I don't think Dennis has Melisandre in his deck. In all honesty, I don't think he has her.
And got none of the characters that work with Septum or Dane, so that's slightly unfortunate. But 2 gold
Keeps
left.
2 gold, so some no one may be coming.
Yeah, maybe a gold for hands judgmenting. I am no one from the other
Uh,
side or something like that.
so is there there's no wolf in the night. That's the one that's missing for the events
Hmm.
for China deck, right?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Now what does Dennis
I
do?
think the reason I like playing kind of these crossing decks is you don't feel too guilty if you take a bit more time to think everything through in early rounds because especially if you're playing two rushy matchups, you're never getting to time, right? So
Okay, Dennis needing the reducer, so he has some cards. And he has
oh,
two
I think
characters with
those are
renown.
good ones, and Mira comes in, so Mira is going to be annoying for Daisy.
Slightly surprised that he maybe didn't go for Mira through shadows instead of one of the characters, because the blanking Daisy would be good here. Okay, so I'm no one played on Villa. So doing challenges means now that there will be power to take back. Dennis might leave
Yes.
stuff. Although this one is opposable and he
This
has the
one,
armories.
yeah. This one, yeah, I think it would make a little bit of sense to try to defend it and then just
See the others.
waste your own.
hmm
It depends really on what cards he has in his hand. Hmm.
Okay, so this one, I mean, he can win everything on defense if he wants to, but that's not
I
what
don't
how
think he
crossing
wants to
plays.
win
Yeah.
this one. I don't think he wants to win this one. This one is easy to let go, probably. But I was gonna say he has two renounce, which is really nice start.
Think the reducer goes. Yeah.
Yeah, and now China player has to spend his Caitlyn if he wants to win power reliably. Hmm. Hmm. And we are um in the superior claim territory.
Yeah, Dennis could. I mean, he's wasting a renown if he defends with Small John and then uses the armory. But it's not bad. Okay, he's going
Hmm.
to let it go. He
Yeah,
doesn't think it's
maybe,
so threatening at the moment, but it is superior claim happening, so that's 6 power.
but I would think maybe he also has his own superior claim since he protected his hand
That's very possible.
on the intrigue. Hmm.
Although 2 hands judgments and yeah, 6 cards in hand, I mean, there is some chance that it's there.
So imagine Jason going to military now, yeah. Hmm. Now, if you don't have superior claim, you could do a power challenge with Small John now and then get a win with intrigue
Yeah.
on the crossing challenge. But let's see. Hmm.
Yeah, putting superior claim back. Shuffling is not so easy.
Yeah, and they don't play. China doesn't play the wolf stuff. Mika's favorite card,
Hmm.
Gravewind. Hmm.
Okay.
Stats past Villa. That's
Yeah, doesn't want to
maybe a
give
mistake.
insight away, probably.
Oh yeah,
But he's,
but
he's not getting an
losing an
unopposed now.
unopposed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, potentially fair enough.
And he's going to lose dominance, so he's not going to be ahead,
Ah,
but
as
he
his own superior claim.
he is going to be ahead. Never mind. So that's 9 6. So from 9 to 15, you can go with
Nine.
2 renounce and 2 armory still standing. But if only he had
Mm-hmm.
another winter festival, right?
Well, China has two, so that's going to be another potential benefit for them. I think the one deck that Germany played was the most successful crossing deck that just had two winter festivals and even a copy of Heads of Spikes that was
I think Dennis will
pretty
play
aggressive.
probably Wardens now, right? Wants Mira back in shadows to blank either
Yeah,
Daisy or
Borders
Caitlyn.
doesn't have the winter trait, so.
Oh, sorry. So then what? Okay,
But
withering
I
is
think,
is risky. So what's the other one?
well,
Time for
time for
wolves.
Wolves.
That's
But the
low
thing
gold
is,
though.
yeah, low gold, but he doesn't have much cards, so he will have 5, 6 gold available. I think that's plenty with 3 cards in hand. But one thing is that it's worth considering. You don't need to force winter because realistically, is China not going to play winter festivals at some point? I think if you're stopping them from playing winter festivals to keep Mira on the board, that's you know. some benefit
Then
as well.
he could play Wardens, right?
Sure.
I mean, it's decent gold. Palace is a bit suspect at this point. Play Time for Wolves. Withering Cold. If he had Grey John,
I I would. Mm, that seems risky.
I mean, you could go first. You have two renowns. You force some defense, otherwise it's close to be just being over. And then the following round, you just use the armories.
Mm,
Yeah. 9-6 after round one. Well, I was 9-0 down in my World Cup game the other day. Or yesterday, actually.
yeah, it's almost like you didn't play a rush deck, right?
So it's Wardens into Winter Festival, which does put Mira into Shadows. That's a huge bonus for Dennis. And
Yeah, but
he
2 powers
he
for
wins
China.
initiative as well, which means he can actually decide to go second. So he doesn't feel like he's going from 9 to 15. So if you just think logically, we have 2 renown, crossing, and power claim. That's 4, so you go to 13. You need something else to be able to go to 15. But he is going
Mm.
to lose initiative, right? In round 3. So if the Chinese player here is also on, let's say, 9 after this round, then if you don't close, then you might just lose from there.
Yeah, I think it's going to be close, yeah, and
Yeah,
I
Winter
don't know,
Festival for sure. I mean, even if Dennis somehow decides to play defensively and block stuff, Winter Festival will be a problem. So, I mean, Dennis could
thing is,
play the Harris as
realistically, you
well.
said you said you get to 13, right? But okay, so
That's one
never
renown
mind.
gone.
I was going to say there's actually like with 2 armories,
Both
there's
renown gone.
kind of like 4 renown, yeah. But both renowns gets blocked, so
Okay, so good
that's a
job that
huge
Dennis isn't going first here. That would have been completely blocked his way to winning. On the plus side, not anything huge has come in and 0 gold left. And Daisy is completely blankable with Mira.
oh, and that's a decent character to have with the stealth. But yeah, and also unfortunate for China to not have either Arya or Sansa with Sept on the board.
Okay, so he needs 2 for Mira. What's with the other 3 gold then?
Mm.
Okay. So I guess the Harris isn't happening. More like Palace of Sorrows and then try to outnumber the opponent on board state. Now, do you Mira immediately or do you wait? Because if you wait, then Caitlyn can be problematic.
Yeah, yeah, I think, well, it's not going to be a surprise and there's a clear thing to do, but is there a chance that you would want to block Caitlyn if you have another event to play, but
Yeah,
I don't know, that seems the best.
you could wait, right? To see if. I mean, if China attacks here, then it will lead to unopposed on the counter because there's no stance at the moment, and I don't think there is anything possible with 0 gold. So if you want to do crossing, you need 3 characters. You'll be left with 2 plus military claim plus Jojen stealth plus Mira stealth. So it's dangerous to do much. And
Mhm.
I think Dennis might pass and just wait and see, or he might just blank immediately. I mean, you could blank Daisy, and then she's dead as
Well,
well, basically, as a character.
Chinese player is thinking, so I am assuming that that's already in the phase of
Yes,
initiating the
so
challenge there.
we said 2 hands judgment, 3 superior claims, and I am no one twice, so nothing that can be done. I mean, you can trigger old gate, that's the only thing you can do really in the first action window.
Yeah.
He'd trigger old gate if he was second player and on 8 power now, maybe, just see if he can win, but otherwise probably
Yeah, I mean,
not.
he has 6 cards in hands. That's
Yeah, and
a good number.
very possible you win or you die next round. I mean, depends what the situation is. It's either of the two extremes, I would guess. Either win or you die, or just do Harris. But he's not very do Harrisable here with the board state. Okay, he's not going to let Denis just win by kneeling out characters here. However,
So
there's
there's
still
an
stealth.
easy. Yeah, there's an easy unopposed on military.
Is there? Blanking Daisy and
Yes, you
stealthing the
blank
other guy.
Daisy
Yeah.
and stealthing the other one, yeah, I think.
Oof, if those two armories were, I mean, if those two milks weren't there and two armories still available, then Denis would get to 15, I think.
Yeah, but I do remember when I think when there was Chinese nationals or some big Chinese event and some decks were posted, a lot of them mentioned that in Chinese meta that's really all the decks or a lot of the decks play milks.
Okay, Denis is not doing the obvious. So, okay, he has the Wardens, which he's now not going to use because he's just winning this. So he's going to get rid of one character from the board, which could be this Loyalist, actually, with 6 cards in hand. And having knelt already. Yeah. Ooh, Bear Island Scouts, interesting. They kind of multiply, right? If next round, let's say Denis
They
plays
don't
Palace.
really Daisies in play and 2 of them were in hand, so
Mm.
realistically they weren't going to do much.
But they come in for 2. For 4 gold if you
Yeah.
play Win or Die into Palace. I'm no
So
one on
Jojen,
Jojen, so this has double
that's a good
stealth,
one.
3 intrigue icons, and 2 intrigue stealths.
But
And
doesn't, yeah, he doesn't bring Mira out. Maybe he's saving her even. And now I think the thing to do is to stealth past.
stealth past Caitlyn, and then you get your plot if it's over defended.
Mhm.
And same on power, right? It's just going to see if he draws a superior claim. Okay, so happy to kill Amber Loyalist, but now actually triggering the gate. Get more options. Maybe searching even
Mhm.
for hand
I would say
judgment.
he was probably not happy to kill Amber Loyalist, but you know,
I mean, could have killed
other
Septa Mordine,
characters
right?
more valuable. Well, depending on if he drew Summer now or not, I think maybe Villa would be okay, but I think because he had to kneel the Loyalist, he killed the Loyalist because of that. I think Septa is pretty valuable. You have 3 copies, she's unique, so that's awkward if you get stuck with the dead unique. And when you get Arya and Sansa in, she's really good, but it's a bit late.
Okay, now Jojen attacks stealthing past Caitlyn. I think. Okay. And you're going to use the plot depending on what defense and the dominance calculation probably here. And of course, any consideration of superior claim. So hands judgment, we haven't seen any played yet. Okay, so defended with 6. If he has nothing, then he will leave this and win dominance. If he has superior claim, I mean, he can add the guy and still trigger superior claim and still win dominance.
He can add,
Ah,
he can add Summer and be enough because he's going to have 5.
that would be 14 power. Doesn't have superior claim though, so It's only going to be 12. It's going to be 12-7. If he had superior claim, I think maybe he would have tried a little bit harder on that for that extra unopposed that was possible to achieve. But he saved Mira, which means doesn't need a winter plot to keep her in shadows. She's safe from any kind of the Harris. And he's on 12-7 and probably has enough board here that if it's you win or you die with 2 claim and 2 claim military and 2 claim power swing potential, that he can go second and not lose.
Yeah, and I think honestly with this guy being milked, he will have 6 strength. That's pretty decent.
So my guess is Palace into. Well, I'm not sure about
Well, I
China
don't
here.
think he would play Palace. He has great strength on Small John and he can blank Daisy, so I don't think Palace is the way to go.
No, but he has the numbers. What then, if not Palace? Time for Wolves.
I don't know what Time for Wolves does.
Well, he has to
If
play
you
something.
have Sansa, maybe you get Lady even.
Withering Cold. I mean, his other plots are the Harris and the Harris Palace, Withering Cold, Time for Wolves, and
thinking about it, actually, maybe Withering Cold is not the worst. He has still these 2 armories standing and
yeah, but it is going to be the last round. I mean, if he plays Palace, it's the last round. Surely it's the last round. I mean, he needs power claim, crossing, dominance. That's 15 without any additional power gain. Although if he goes to claim to power down by to claim power in the meantime, then maybe he can't actually close.
Yeah, but look at the power icon. So Daisy is blankable, so basically 0. So you have not that big strength. So Caitlyn is going to have 6 and she's going to have. Okay, never mind. So
Yeah.
goes for Palace.
Which
But
means they
that
can't
means
blank Daisy. You're probably going to
well, you
blank
can't
Caitlyn
blank
now.
the renown if the renown is getting to be the problem. But yeah, you can blank. You can't blank the strength.
Okay, so if the Chinese player here doesn't get a great round, it's down to 0 cards. And if the game is still going, we'll see what happens after that.
Winning initiative. So if he gets a huge board, but the problem is with this playing you win or die, there's no huge board potential from here. I think the huge potential is when you have passing and then you just spam the board, you marshal 3 reducers for free and then 3 Bell Island Scouts for 3 gold, right? That's not going to happen
Well,
here.
there were 2 Bear Island Scouts in hand that he discarded for Amber Loyalist. So that would have been 4 of the 6 gold spent. So he brings another renown in. Okay, that will force me out. So we have to do it first before this guy goes into a challenge with Caitlyn and you're stuck. I mean, you can bring her out, but she's not going to work then. And okay. So just counting strength on this side, or power on this side, let's assume the crossing goes through for China. That's 8 plus 2 for power claim is 10, and there's now 2 renown is 12, and superior claim is 14, plus anything that happens before that. But with Mira still there, able to blank, I think Denis probably can defend. But then he would probably be on 10 on the counter attack, having to win from there, but with 2 armors.
Now.
No stealth either on China's side here.
He will be able to defend power regardless, right? As long as he keeps if he spends all the power, he can power icons. He can.
Yeah, at the moment Denis is doing okay. Armories are there. He has the defenders. If China passes mostly, then Denis for sure wins on the counter. So it's looking good.
Although in all fairness, I think even to claim military is not super fun right now. Amber Loyalist, that's good.
Yeah.
Good one.
You advised against playing this Pelosusaurus, by the way. I think it's good. He has the numbers.
I mean, I don't know if it's a huge advantage. He has numbers, but is it? I mean, I think with blanking Daisy, it's still a pretty big advantage for him. He would have 4 strength on Sansa, 6 strength on him. But yeah, I mean, blocks the crossing boost, so that's something. Now you can blank either Daisy or Jason. Maybe you blank Daisy still, so you have more spread out the renowns. So
I'm
yeah,
calling
I
it.
don't
I
know if
think
it
this game
matters.
is over.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you can win as China here. You for sure cannot win as China if Denis doesn't do anything stupid. And I don't think you can stop it because he doesn't even need to suffer the two claim power swing and then strike back. He can just defend.
So this one you're leaving, right?
Well,
Or
I
maybe just
said if he
opposing.
doesn't do anything stupid. So leaving unopposed when it's not necessary, things can happen. But I think he can leave it without penalty. Yeah.
I think he can leave the intrigue unopposed and
Or
then
just
defend the
oppose. I
other
mean, he
ones.
has the armories
The
as well.
other ones would be way more impactful, to be fair.
Yeah, he doesn't need an event to win, so he doesn't need to protect his hand.
Yeah.
Although if there's some kind of chance that the game's still going after this round, then you would. He doesn't. And what does he lose? Caitlyn and Septa
Oh,
Mordine.
Septa.
Caitlyn was playable instead of the Loyalist, but she might have been drawn with the Loyalist.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you had. I feel like if he had Septa in hand before the Loyalist, he would potentially play Septa because that gives him renown, but maybe not because you need the power icons. Yeah. Think you do military with the renown guy, Jason.
Denis can defend both, I think. Okay, this one he can just defend with Summer and the Loyalist, maybe. Summer and Mira, since she doesn't have the icon. The power icon, I mean. Or anything because of the armories. So needs 5
Mm-hmm.
defenders for the power challenge. There's no stealth. And he has 5 defenders, to be fair. And that would just be game over if all 4 did attack on the power and lost it. Because then there's still, I think, 2 or 3 characters standing for Denis plus 2 armories.
Yeah, he has 2 standing and yeah.
I think this game needed a hand judgment for Denis's superior claim to be super
No,
dramatic
yeah,
now.
I think the main thing is the board is not big enough. There's not that much stealth. I think they needed like an Arya or Sansa, early, so you get that. With Septa, Arya and Sansa are although they have the core Sansa, that's yeah questionable.
If Winterfell Stewart opposes, the most you can get to is 14 with superior claim. Just don't do anything stupid. Denis here, just defend with 5.
Yeah, I mean I don't know why you would let this one go. You don't want to get to claim because then you're not winning this round.
I think you are
Are
still
you
winning.
still winning?
Yeah, you're still winning because you get 3 unopposed and you'd get everything.
Yeah, you get enough. Yeah, sure.
But he does need to play around. He can defend with 5 characters. Okay, he can defend with everyone almost, and with those 2 armor is still there. So what did
Will he
Mira
play a
blank?
superior?
Oh,
Oh no, he
there's
can't. Okay, the
she
Caitlyn
blanked
did not
Daisy. I was just
challenge.
checking if he blanked Caitlyn. No.
No, 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 he didn't blank Daisy.
So one challenge, one power challenge, and dominance would just do it anyway. Let's see if is he going to do a little bit of Johannes here. Yeah, he's going to do other challenges first. Superior claim. Wonder if that was. Yeah, it was in hand. So what did Jojen get? Winterfell, Stewart, and Armor. Yeah. And military or yeah, of course, he's going to do all three.
I mean, why not? If you
Oh,
can,
these
you
people that
clearly
don't
can. If
just
there's
immediately win. Well, so no Grave Drance in this one. Didn't even see play. Good game, but has to be said that Dennis got the cards here.
Yeah.
Although those two milks, I mean, without those two milks, could have been over last round. Looked
Yep.
slightly more interesting, but just with that one hard regrow, even on a you win or you die, you can't outnumber the other guys who are cheaper little chuds that are worth so much on the Palestine. Yeah. So important win for Austria because China is just superb and yeah, any game counts.
Yeah, and those mirrors are like Dennis says here. Mirrors are a bit random, right? So if you
Yeah,
get one of the random ones, that's pretty nice.
yeah, they are. So we don't have anything on the Jousting Pavilion updated, unfortunately. So I can maybe dig here and
We
read.
can check on the Discord.
Yeah, I'll read a little bit what we have. So Austria's Baratheon that's wars to come is against Tark Prince.
Mm.
That's unconclusive, I would say. Then we have Austria's Greyjoy Winter against the Martell Knights of the Hollow Hill. We've seen many of these. I played one myself, and Martell statistically is winning more than losing those, but I think you can win with
Yeah, I don't know.
Greyjoy.
For some time, people were calling this a favorable matchup for Greyjoy, but I
Yeah,
think when we tested, it's not necessarily. It's a fairly even matchup,
yes, it
I
is.
think.
Although against me, being got 3 Varices and 3 Last of the Giants, uh, all 6 cards in before I could just win right in the first half of the game, and well, if he gets only 2, maybe it's not going to be enough because I was on 10 plus in that game. So then we have Lenny Reigns for China against Lenny Reigns for
Mm.
um, sorry, yeah, for Austria, sure. I was going to say Lenny Reigns for Austria against Lenny Reigns for China. These are slightly different. So we've seen the Austrian has some uh, that event that returns stuff to hand, and it's
I
just
mean, a lot of them have that actually. I thought that it was not played a lot, but in those World Cup decks, a lot, I think at least 2 or 3 we saw that had that
yeah. So
Hands of Old event.
it's not the crossing deck in disguise. It's has a few other stuff. I think it plays Castamere as well, right?
Yes,
I think
I
I
think, but
remember
it's
seeing
not.
that.
Yeah, I think the Reigns is like kind of like a good stuff deck to me. It has some of the aggro, like a Rishoni stuff, and some of the Rashi stuff with Cersei and heads on spikes, and is I think pretty versatile. But the China Lannister deck
Yeah,
is
that's shadowy.
really resilient and shadowy, and yeah, and also I think yeah, it's awkward when you have two of the Reigns deck. It's harder for both of them to actually trigger, right?
Yeah, the thing is, those tunnels of
Yeah.
whatever, tunnels of the Red Keep or tunnels of Castle Rock? Red Keep, right?
It's Bowers of Castle Rock and Tunnels of Redkeep.
Okay, so those
Or Glow
tunnels,
or something like that, yeah.
once they start doing their thing, the Austrian race is not going to win any challenge anymore, I don't think. Because across the board you get +4 or something, and It's just so difficult.
Yeah, and there's two resets before that.
Now, do we have? I'll just check. Sorry for doing this in this video. I know it's not really. It's slightly out of off topic, but I want to check if there's exposed duplicity in the Austrian deck. No. Hmm.
I don't think that.
There's spider's web, but you can hit the hand, but the hand hides in shadows partly by that point. So I don't know. This I like Chinese chances in that one. Then we have Martel Hollow Hill for Austria against Bara Brotherhood. Bara
That is,
Brotherhood that plays Matkins Command, if I remember correctly. I think
I
Martel.
think that's a horrible matchup for Baratheon.
Yeah, I think Martel is good there. I mean, Bara could get dupes and just try to go surprisingly quickly and force stuff, but I don't think so. You could keep taking insight, I guess, so that you don't run out of cards,
Well,
but you have uniques that die eventually, right?
so actually, can I just I think the China deck is the one that runs the token guy, the normal the normal Beric, the
The token guy.
neutral original Beric. So is the tokens as
He
overall
does run
safe?
the
So
token guy, yeah.
yeah. So does the token save from being discarded by Varys?
No, doesn't save from Varys, saves from other stuff. But yeah, if
But
he's
yeah.
Varys away, then tough, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Although you
I
have
think it's going
coppers
to
here,
be hard.
coppers plus Hollow Hill plus taking insight, and he has two supporting the fates. So if he plays that immediately, so that Last of the Giants can be played, and assuming they don't just marshal Varys, which they sometimes do in that case, then maybe there's half a
Yeah.
chance.
Um.
And Red
In the
Priests, by the
second
way, so
round,
you can Red Priest him away.
I don't know. Do they open with Behest with Martel? If you
They
open with Behest, then on the second round you already can play Last of the Giants
they
with
tend to open with
Water
first
Gardens.
snow actually. That's what I've
No,
seen.
you looking. No, no, no. You need the Austria deck.
Oh, sorry. Did I check the correct Bara deck there?
Yes.
Did I check Austria? Okay. Um,
No, you checked the China.
sorry, being stupid. Okay, so Austria Bara. We have to.
No,
No,
you need
no. The
No, you also need
okay, okay, okay,
Austria
okay, okay,
Austria Martel.
okay, okay. I see. I see what's happening. So Austria, Martel, and Baratheon China. Um, okay, where are we? So this one. Behest, Copper, stuff like that. Long plan. Stranger, Morgulis.
Yeah, so Water Gardens are going to be able to play second round. So if there's second round, just um, just with um, just with Water Gardens, you have enough to play Varys from.
Okay, but with all the draw that you can get from Brotherhood plus Coppers, I'm not ruling them out. I think they can win.
Yeah, I think it's a possibility, but I would not say that it's favorable for them. I think it's slightly unfavorable.
Okay, then we have Targ Brotherhood for Austria against Tyrell Whitebook for China. So that's Reinhardt against Supertag. That's going to be high quality stuff. Now, who's going to win is questionable. Uh, it's difficult to imagine that Reinhardt gets some kind of good put to the sword and Juken Hagar kills like he always does against Whitebook, which just ridiculously resists everything. But he does have Mad
Well,
King's command, so
I think if anyone does it, it's probably Reinhardt.
yeah. So I don't know. I've not played that matchup to really know it. I don't know. That could be interesting to see. Hope we'll get that on stream. Then we have the Choke Knights Watch Kraken for Austria against Greyjoy Filthy. Greyjoy Filthy is tough. They play their Brand the Builders. Well, Alex does. Brand the Builders puts 1,000 locations in. Now, do we have political disaster? I am almost certain that we do. Let's have a look.
Yeah, I think it's pretty standard plot line for Benro Kraken there.
Where are we? Austria.
By the way,
Political and nothing burns.
I think Hero plays his own copy of Night Flyer actually, and his own copy of Nothing Burns Like the Cold.
Oof. But
If I
Harris on both
don't
sides
make
plus the
mistake.
father for Austria.
Margulis on both sides, I
Uh,
assume.
what did I say?
No Harris.
Okay, sorry.
I did I mishear?
Um, China, Greyjoy, where are we? Here we are. Banned now, by the way. What got restricted? Oh, Nothing Burns and Nightflyer is the thing that
Yes.
pushed it into illegality. So we have
Has the core Balon as well.
we actually have yeah, brand the builder and spamming locations. I don't know. Return to the fields is here. There's coppers. So can it get econ choked? I guess it can. I don't know.
Yeah, I would say it can, but imagine you're trying to econ choke and then you get the free location with the free character coming in. I don't know.
Yeah, and imagine if Victarion is at some point in play, although here we have at the gates, let's say into Great Hall, and if it's not Night Flyer, okay, maybe it's
Mm.
difficult to get a 7 coster if the choke is there and some Botley crew in play. But let's say he
I
is in
think,
play, and
yeah, I
we
think.
know the power icon struggle, right? So nothing that
Mhm.
Night's Watch does for basically three rounds, no power gain, because they need to clear everything so that they win through unopposed. And then there's Victarion doing challenges with Renown, and it's just like 12 nil immediately. Plus three round cut fanatics in the deck. That could cancel Yoren, could cancel Cold Hands. The
For sure, yeah.
the guy that kneels recruiter. Okay, so another interesting one, honestly. I'm thinking I could, I've lost to choke enough times to see this scenario in my head where choke just holds and graduate deck falls apart, but
Yeah, but you
it's
also
not
have
necessarily
Fealty,
going to happen.
so
Yeah.
Fealty always has some econ. So I mean, it's an econ agenda, so yeah. I don't know.
And the last one is Tyrell Lion against Knights of Valyrian Steel. Now, this is the Knights of
Oh,
Valyrian Steel
interesting.
that plays double exchange and plays duel and the Harris, right? But
I don't know about duel. Not sure.
okay, let's double check. That's not competing super well in the military and in
The problem is, yeah, I think against the white book you can have a good reset and
the Harris and duel.
stop the tourney, but against the Tyrell Lion, the tourney can go pretty good
The
with
duel
like
doesn't
starting.
necessarily hit here that well, you know.
Yeah,
There's the crown which stops the guy Boros from just jumping in and
yeah. I
out.
die.
Although I don't know if that's and Forgotten Plans which you can try to play into tourney.
Button plans into tourney. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
Okay,
but you
didn't
have to
remember
you
that.
have to get it right because let's say Robert Charlotte just gets 6 knights into play and then it's immediately if you don't Forgotten Plans he can just tourney early and he can just win, right? Because you're not competing on the military challenge, and there's no the event that stops renown, which wouldn't work anyway because they're immune that round. So there's a bit of panic that can settle in, and then if you don't hit with Forgotten Plans, you're not hitting with anything else, and Robert just spams and he can push that one challenge through. Hmm. However, catapults, cravens, milks, stranglers. Who knows? Could be interesting. I think Terrell is favorite there though. So honestly, I
Mm-hmm.
think we've counted a few more in Austria's favor than we did in China's, but not almost no really one-sided matchups from what I can see. So it could be extremely interesting, and all the players here are extremely strong on both sides. So it's going to be a high quality final. Okay, see, people have stuck with this chat. Sorry for boring you with this during the Star Crossing video, but it is the first one, so had to have a little analysis. I think the next games that are currently scheduled are on Friday. We'll get the timings confirmed, and if they're played back to back, we can probably stream them as well, and then possibly most of the action towards the weekend. So yeah, we'll be back with that. And anything else you have, Saraaa, or should we conclude here?
Nothing from me. We can conclude.
Okay, then thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Bye bye.